How do we plan our trips to a city?
In the metro.
Good morning.
Good morning.
We're on our way to Valencia.
Yes, indeed.
We parked one night in Betera, Valencia camper park.
Yes. And we're now on our way to the metro. It's about 500 meters, a few minutes walking, and it takes you right in the center of Valencia.
At the reception you can buy the ticket for the metro. Today we picked 4 or 5 points of interest in Valencia. So we're walking to the tourist information. Look what is the sightseeing spots of Valencia.
Yes, well, because sometimes you can get much information on the internet, but sometimes I think in the place itself it could be different. So that's why we also want to go to the tourist information, just to make sure we have all options out. But we also have a few points, as Ben said, so that we know what we want to see anyway.
So then we mark these points of interest in Google Maps. And then we choose a route, how to walk, but we choose that after we've been to tourist information. Yes. So let's go there.
So we've been to the tourist information. Unfortunately, it wasn't that well informing. So we just went on by ourselves to discover the city a bit, and we walked through the old city center, and we went to the market, to the Mercat Central.
The big market, inside a pretty old hall. It looks gorgeous.
Yeah, it's a very nice building.
They sell everything: fruit, vegetables, meat, fish.
Yeah.
It's all for cooking. So there are no restaurants or so.
A bit like a farmer's market. We're going to explore the city a bit more, to Plaza del Tosal, and further to the museum of Museo de Bellas Artes. I don't know what it is called in English.
El Carmen, one part of the city of Valencia, is pretty different than the rest. It has a lot of street art and small little restaurants, stores, shops, and a pretty alternative culture.
I think it's very special because you have all those old buildings, and everything is like falling apart a bit, but they still make something of it because they just spray and paint their art on it. So I thought that was very special too, indeed. And we walked through that part in the direction of the Museo de las Bellas Artes. And that's another great spot in Valencia. If you like a little more old art, then that's the right address for you. Because there are a lot of artworks from, for example, Velázquez and Goya and other artists. So it's very special, very worth seeing, and also it's free. And then we went further to where we are now, La Ciudad de las Artes y Ciencias, I think. And that's sort of a collection of very modern buildings with a very great architecture. So you have like 5 or so buildings. They are all different but very bold, and they house all different kinds of things. For example, a cinema and the biggest aquarium in Europe, and a sort of a botanical garden, sculpture garden, and everything. We got here a bit late because that was our end point in Valencia. So the sculpture garden, for example, is already closed now. But yeah, it's very worth coming here just for the architecture. Personally, most times I don't like modern architecture that much. I much prefer the old cities and the old town centers. But this, I think, is very nice because yeah, it's just nice to see. And they also used like these little mosaic tiles
on this bank, but also
on the big
some
building.
buildings.
Yeah, indeed. So I think they try to tie it all together with what belongs here, because Valencia is also known for its ceramics. So yeah, it's just very nice and yeah, a great conclusion to our day in Valencia.
We stayed 2 nights at Valencia Camper Park. It's not a nice or pretty campground, but a super handy campground. It's 12 euros per night without water and electricity. But it's a safe place. There's a fence around it, there's video surveillance, and within 5 minutes you are at the metro.
Yeah, indeed, and that's very handy because Valencia is such a gorgeous city. We thought it was very nice. But yeah, now it's time for us to go on to the next place.